Okay, this is Excel Chapter 1, Video Lesson 4, and in this lesson we're going to be adding a 3D custom column chart to the worksheet. Now the nice thing about using charts with Excel is that when you change a cell value on the table, the chart is dependent. Excel redraws the chart instantaneously using automatic recalculations. So that is the nice thing. So we are going to create a 3D cluster chart, and we're going to click cell A3 and then drag the mouse pointer to F8. Notice when we did that, we included these titles here and then the categories of the equipment here. And then we're going to go to the Insert tab and click on the column button in the ribbon to display the column gallery. And then we're going to point to the 3D cluster column charts. We're going to select that chart. Now when we select that chart, Excel creates the chart automatically. So we're going to click the 3D cluster column chart in there and put the Excel chart right underneath the table. And we're going to click on the top right edge of the selection of the rectangle to expand the chart just a little bit. So we're going to drag it out and make the chart just a little bit larger so we can actually read it a little bit better. If you get the mouse pointer with the 4 head arrow, that allows you to click and move the charts. Okay, so while we're continuing to hold down the mouse button on the charts, we're going to press the Alt key and drag the right edge of the chart to the column G. Now, keep in mind that we're using a Mac keyboard, and so by doing this, it's moving the whole chart over. So you can kind of see it sliding back and forth, okay? On a Windows keyboard, it would actually expand and enlarge the charts. Okay, we're going to click the More button on the chart style group. And we're going to point to the style 2 in the gallery, which is column 2, row 1. We're going to click on cell I9 to deselect our table. So anywhere, if you click anywhere outside the table, you're deselecting the table. Now remember, your document properties in your worksheet are right here. So if you wanted to add your name to the properties, you may do that. And in this case, we would be using the charts, sales, music, video, all these keywords in that document property area. So here when you have a title, the tag, you would add all those keywords in that tag area there for the document properties. Okay, we are going to preview our worksheets, and our chart is too far over on our worksheet, so we need to make sure that we drag it back to the edge of the table again. When you preview your worksheet, you actually get these dotted lines here now that shows you where your page is. So this would be one page, this here area would be another page, this here area would be another page. So it would show you. And I'm just going to try to nudge my chart a little bit by using the arrow keys. And now I'm going to preview my chart again by going to File, Print, looking at my preview. And that is only the chart. So I'm going to deselect my chart, go back to File, Print, and now I can see that my table and my charts are on the same page. We're going to go ahead and save this chart. And there's a couple things that I want you to keep in mind about our charts here. First of all, if we were to change our value, this is $66,145.15, and let's say I made it $60. You can actually see the auto adjustment happening because it's representing this data right there. I'm going to undo that and put my original total back there. I can also do some other type of formattings with my charts. And I'm going to use this area of my spreadsheet to show you some different calculations. For instance, if I wanted to see the average sales of videos over the regions, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regions. We know what the total is, but we need to do the sum of these regions. So we're going to actually take this range right here and we're going to use a function called the average. So it's going to be equals average, and if you're not sure of the actual function as you're typing, it will give you suggestions. So A-V-E-R-A-G-E, and then again we're taking the range of B4 through F4, and that will give me the average sales across the regions. So now I can talk to my Midwest and my South sales and say, you guys are not generating enough sales as compared to the rest of the regions. Northeast is kind of close, but these two are pretty much lower. So we can take that and drag this information down. We're going to label this one average. Okay. The next is we can do a count. A count is another function feature that allows us to see how many are in a series. So again, if I use B4 through F4, for my range, it's going to count the numbers in that series. And again, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that range. So this column function is count for our formula there. Now the numerical count auto-calculates areas displays of the number cells containing that have values. So again, if I had numeric count, and this range isn't coming up, so this version of Word doesn't have it. So if there were any text in here, I could include this, but it wouldn't count anything that is of text value. Just anything that has numeric value is a numeric count. I also have a sum function or function formula that is called minimum. And this is going to tell me my smallest number in my range, B4 through F4. So my smallest number it picked out was the Midwest region on the video sales. And then lastly, I have a maximum. we write that equal max, and then again, my range before F4, and enter, and it tells me what my highest range was. So now that I have this data here, I'm going to pull down my fill handle and fill the rest of my information. So now I can actually see my minimal and maximal and counts for each of these rows. Now the nice thing about doing this is that we can actually take this and use the data to show prospective salespeople about their quotas and about their generation of sales that they need to be making. So if our West Division here is a small region, but they're generating this much money, then all the rest of these divisions should be working to that par. So in a sales force, the spreadsheet actually can provide a lot of information to you. Okay, so on this video, we covered creating the charts. We actually covered the actual formulas, such as we did some in the last video, but now we have average, count, minimum, and maximum. And these are all function formulas. We didn't take a look at this chart, but because of the region that we highlighted in this chart, notice how it picked up the series for the legends in the regions and also the items. Okay. The other thing with charts in general, there are different areas of the charts. And this is something that you have to be really particular when you're formatting your charts, because sometimes when you right mouse click, notice I highlighted this area because I right mouse clicked here, I'm getting a different sub menu than if I were to right mouse click in this area of the chart. So in this area of the chart, I actually have format chart area. So different areas of the chart gives you different sub menus. And that's something that as you are formatting charts, you need to realize that not always will you get the same sub menu by where you click on the chart. So if your instructions tell you to format the chart area, then you need to be in an area of the chart to get this prompt to come up. If it tells you to format your legend, well, here's my axis for this legend, and those dialog boxes will be different. So just be aware of that factor too. Okay, so this ends video lesson 4. The next lesson will be a review lesson.